What's up guys, this is G with Test Bros. We first deleted the chrome and now we're going to delete the rattles of your Model 3 or Y door, and this is how you do it yourself. It helps to have an impact driver. You need a Torx 27, and then you need a couple trim tools just like these. Any of these work fine. And then this is for getting out clips, so this is a really good trim tool as well, or clip tool. And then lastly, you want to get some rubber foams. You can get this at Lowe's, Home Depot, any of your hardware stores. So I just have it in different sizes just in case I need thicker or thinner and so on. And of course it helps to have a light, so I'm just going to put this right here. For this video we're going to show you how to remove the door panel. We're going to show you how to remove the speakers, because you need to remove this. And then also just talking about what's inside here and what's actually causing the rattle. Just the anatomy of this door, there's 3 screws that you're going to be looking for. You got one right here around this reflector. You got one right under this door switch right here. There's already a hole. And then you have one inside right under this little door switch as well. So in the Model 3 and Y, they're actually almost the same. The only difference for the Model 3 is that there's actually a cover here that you need to remove to actually access that hex bolt. This area is quite damageable, so it's always nice to have like a little tape like this, all right? And then use something that's a little sharp, and you just kind of pry it, and you just remove it. And you can see it actually says up right here, so when you do put it back up or back in, you got to make sure that it's in the right orientation. So it actually is different up and down. So remove that. You can see we have this bolt right here, and we're going to go ahead and remove this. So the next thing is going to be right under here. Alright, so we got the other screw out, and there's a hole right here, and so you do want an extension like this. There you go. Those are the screws that are actually holding this tight together, so once you get those removed, this should come out. So there's clips all around this area, and there are a lot of ways you can do this. Some people like starting from the speaker side, some people like going from the top. I personally like going from the top. If you do go from the bottom and you are using a pry tool, just make sure you do tape it around the edges, because this is a visible paint area, so you just don't want to have any scuffs or damages. Before we do that, we do need to remove this speaker right here. So this is super easy to remove. You get, again, one of your trim tools over here. So just grab some frog tape or masking tape, and then just put it under right here where you're going to be using your pry tool. So once you do that, you can get under that in the middle, and then all you have to do is just twist it like that. And you see how it just removes, and it just comes up. Okay, so now we have this removed, and then all you have to do is remove this tweeter right here. And now we can finally remove it. So like I said, I personally like starting from the side right here and then removing it. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna get my finger in back here, and then I'm gonna see if I could kind of go up. There you go. So you saw I pulled straight out, not down or up or anything, just pull straight out. There are clips right here, so just be careful. And then same thing over here. Once you get a good start, you could get your fingers around it, and then you can see that it just comes off just like that. And the rattles happen for 2 reasons from my experience. The first reason is actually from these clips. So I'll show you the main clips that these doors are held by. This is an extra one that I keep in the shop just in case that I do need this to fix a rattle. And you can see that this is just plastic, and it's super flimsy. So sometimes during assembly, these will break off and it'll just kind of rattle around the door. So some of that rattle that you're hearing is probably a piece of this that's just kind of roaming around there. So the first thing that you want to do is check, kind of shake it a little bit, and see if you hear any rattle. And if you do, just remove this. And before you even start this, it's nice to have a few of these laying around. You could buy it from Tesla service, but I would also look into buying it from Amazon. So if I can find the link, I'm going to put it down here on the video as well. Before you move on to the next part, I just want you to check your clips, that they're all in place and there's nothing loose over here. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, really 9 clips, and then these are more permanent. So when these break, and they do sometimes come off, then you just want to make sure you remove, I guess, like the bits and pieces, and hopefully that these clips will be held on. Another thing to keep in mind is you see that I removed it, and you could kind of see some of them is direct to paint, but some of them have this like sound insulating entries, and those are the ones that are for like these ones. And this is actually a different type of clip right here, a little bit different from the white ones here. So just make sure you're looking for these as well. But sometimes what will happen is this will just stick right here and just stay there. And if that's the case, I would highly recommend just using like a tool like this, and then just kind of getting under it like that, and then just prying it up, and then removing it, and then putting it on your door. So I want to show you like this one right here. You can see that it just slides in and out. So let me see if I could take this out. This bottom part just slides in like so. So there's like slots for that. So if this is not on this panel right here, and you try to smack it in, this will break, and then you'll have even more rattles than you had previously. So make sure that all of these clips are actually on this door panel, not on the body panel. The number 2 reasons why you see rattles is most likely going to be the cable hitting this plastic thing or the body itself. So if you look at this right here, Tesla has done a good job as far as like insulating it. So you see this is insulated. They have some little like padding right here. So this is pretty much in a sense of what we're doing, but a little bit more manually, of course. Let's just point out, there's this little area that possibly could be hitting. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna create like a little circle around it. Probably better to use a scissor, but all I'm doing is I'm just creating a little insulation like so. And then let's look at this. This shouldn't cause any issues as far as sound. I'm just gonna kind of play around, just be careful. There's an impact right here. I'm just gonna put a little padding right under there, like so. So now that's nice and soft. And then possibly right here maybe. So yes, this may be a little bit overkill, but some people are more annoyed by rattles than other people. There you go. I think that's fine. As far as this is fine, because there's some padding here. If you see a rubber seal right there, I'll just put one there as well. Cool. And then for here, maybe, so I'm going to go ahead and put one here as well. So you're essentially padding it. When you do this part, just be mindful of like this hole. So obviously, you don't want to cover up a hole or anything like that. And then lastly, this one is not bad, and also it has a little bit rubbery feel, but again, just in case, I can see that maybe the impact could be right here. There's some marks right there, so I'm going to go ahead and put one right there as well. This one should be fine. This one is actually like all the cables that go into like the door buttons and stuff. There is a clip right here which is also rubber guarded. So what you could do is, this one's out. This is another thing that you should look at. I just noticed this, but this clip right here with the zip tie right here was actually out. So when you are removing this, just make sure this goes back in over here, because if this is moving around like that, that's also a problem. So I can see right here, there's some more cables once you remove some of this stuff. So we're also going to be doing some over here. So I'm going to go ahead and put one right here, because it looks like this is where it hits it. Foam pads. So I've pretty much padded every possible contact between the cable and either this panel or the body panel. Never make this drag or sag. What will happen is this may unclip as well. So just make sure this thing is nice and straight. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna align this. But this part's the most important part. You see this clips right here? That needs to go over this thing. There you go. So you can see that it went over that area, and you can also see right here the weather strip that goes all here, so that when water comes in, it'll flow down here instead of go inside all this area. So once that's good, the best way is do not immediately just smack it in. A lot of people want to go, they get impatient and they just want to smack it in. You can actually see your alignment here. So the first thing that you want to align is right here. You can see a clip right there. And then you'll see a clip over here as well, where this was. And then you just want to make sure that's aligned, and then this is aligned as well. And then on top of that, you can also check that it is all the way down. Cool. And then I am good. You see how it just went in really easy? That's how it should feel. It shouldn't feel forced. And then this is where you could put that in there. And then same thing with this one. That was it. The way you know that it's fully aligned is if you look at this right here, you'll see the screw align and you'll be able to push that bolt back in. So let's go ahead and put that back in place. I like putting it down like this. It's super easy, and it just comes out. Remove your tape. And then again, lastly, we're gonna have the tweeter speakers. If this part comes out, by the way, it's just the 3 clips, guys. So just kind of put it in, make sure this is not moving. This is also an area that some people say they have rattles. So it might be a good idea to kind of move this around to make sure that this isn't rattling. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this back in. Just clip, just kind of clips real quick. The main thing for this part is you can see that there's actually a hole right there. And there's a little raised edge right here. So when you put it in, don't put it in like this. It has to align here. So I kind of go in this angle, put it in, and then it just clips back into place. So now that it's good, it just goes down, and then that's it. So super easy. Don't over tighten. Once I hear like a resistance, I just kind of stop. This bolt should hold your door perfectly fine. And then go ahead. There you go. Make sure your door is good. I like to just check with the windows. Make sure everything is working. Speakers are working, and then you should be good to go. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Hope this helped in deleting your rattles, and it would help us a lot if you subscribe to our channel. We come out with videos every single Monday, and hope you guys drive rattle free.